In this lesson, we'll cover adding placeholder pipes. So you may ask, what is a placeholder pipe? A placeholder pipe is very similar to a regular pipe or normal pipe, with a few differences though. Those differences are these placeholder pipes are drawn as single lines. They're primarily meant to be used in conceptual design. So they don't have some other things as well. They don't have the ability to actually align vertical or horizontal, and they don't have the ability to add linings or insulation. But these placeholder pipes can actually be converted into a regular pipe. So when you use a placeholder pipe, you still pick the type of pipe and the material and the settings, but again, it's mostly used for conceptual design. So to place a placeholder pipe or a pipe placeholder, let's go to your Systems tab on the ribbon. Then in the Plumbing and Piping panel, click Pipe Placeholder. Now, I can start either by clicking a point in one of my existing pipelines or segments, or I can click a point on one of my mechanical units where the pipe would be connected. I'm going to start by clicking on one of the existing pipelines, and I'll just move to a nearest point. Go ahead and select. It'll attach that pipeline segment to that point, and you can start dragging your mouse and you'll see the line segment for this pipeline being created. Now, you could click and start to actually design or lay out the turns and bends of the pipe, or you can let Revit calculate that from point A to point B, or from where you click to where you click again. And we'll use that method. So the point that I want to end up at is the bottom protrusion point of my mechanical equipment box. So looking at the 4 actual protrusions sticking out on the left side of that yellow box, pick the very bottom one. You'll actually see a circle and an X through it, indicating that is a connection point. There will also be a tooltip appear telling you what type of pipe connection can be applied to that. When you see that tooltip or the actual constraint or snap for point, go ahead and left click on it. This will draw the actual placement pipe from the point we first clicked to this last point that we clicked. Now, I could have set a slope or a slope value before I actually drew this pipe segment. To do that, if I wanted to, on the ribbon in the upper right, I have slope piping. Right now, there's no slope. The slope is off. But you could set an up or a down slope, specifically if you're doing different type of sanitary lines or waste lines. But here, if I did choose up or down, I could set a slope value. Now, these values are predefined in the actual pipe settings. For this example, though, let's just choose no slope. Over on the left, in the pipe properties area, you can see you have a variety of pipe options, just like you would if you normally drew a normal pipe. We have a reference level, so this pipe was referenced to level 1. The offset from level 1 is 2,400 millimeters, roughly about 8.5 feet. Now, I could set this information here, or I could have set it on the options bar across the top. The diameter of the pipe that I'm applying is 20 millimeters. You could change that as well, too. And you have all the other information as well, minus a few things, but all the other information that you would see within a normal pipe if you created it. Things you don't see are, again, the actual alignment tools for horizontal and vertical, and the ability to add insulation and lining to the actual pipe. Once you're done selecting or drawing a pipeline segment, click Modify. So as a review, in this lesson, we looked at how to create a pipe placeholder. We talked about what is a pipe placeholder and how does it vary from a normal pipe. Mostly that pipe placeholder is used in conceptual design, where it's drawn as a singular line, and it has a few less properties. But that singular line for the pipe placeholder can always be converted into a normal pipe. That pipe can be applied with fixtures, slope, and other various settings.